Hey! Hi guys, it's Pure Gamer today. We're not doing the usual video. We're going to be using the Sony Vegas and the usual Vegas process of making a video about, basically, as you can see in the background, you've got the trailer. There probably won't be any audio because that's obviously I'm going to work on getting that in. But basically, all we've got here is we're going to go through the DLC and see what bits are good. Now, as you can see, we're walking in now, and you can see the stealth chopper. Now, the actual name it's called the Akula. Now, basically, it's a stealth chopper that's going to have loads of camos on it. It's going to have mounted guns, missiles, rocket launchers. It's a four-seater, as we know. That's as far as we know. It's a four-seater, and basically, that is the heist. That'll be a heist. Basically, if you zoomed in on this on the left, you can just see it says heist setup, and basically, what's going to happen is you're going to walk in. As you can see, you walk in, you have your whole setup, you have everyone waiting around for you, and you have your heist set up on the board, and you have your map on the left, and then the three little pictures. One of them is a picture of the actual thing itself. Now, this is where we meet our new guy. Now, I can't remember the name off the top of the head, but he is basically our new Agent 14 or the new Lester, but they are both actually in this DLC, but we'll get to that in a bit. And basically, these are pretty cool because if you can find them in the game, they're actually all where mansions are. So that could either mean mansions are coming to the game, or it's where we're going to have to steal supercars or hypercars or something like that. That is pretty cool. And basically, as you can see now, you can see that there's two heist setups on the board, and that gives you a bit more idea, because basically this is the Doomsday Heist DLC. Now, this could remake the whole of GTA, or it could just destroy the whole of GTA. If they drip feed stuff, in my opinion, they're going to kill GTA. But if they all bring content all at once, yeah, a quick DLC sort of thing, people might get bored quickly, but they shouldn't if they did make the DLC good enough and make the content good. Right now, as you can see, we've got our Lester talking, using his laptop, talking to 4 people. That I'm assuming that means we will only get 2 to 4 players in the heists and the heist setups. Again, we have our guy with the sort of computer thing around his neck that you'll see soon. It's a bit like Siri. Again, we're back with Lester. He's given us our briefing with our characters. And then you've got the Doomsday Heist online. Right, so now you can see guns, right? They've got the big nice shotguns. Pretty much modified revolver there. That's what he's got. He has got the modified revolver. That means, you know how you could go into your MOC and modify your handguns and that? That is pretty much that is. You also can see new body armor outfits and night vision. Now we have a nuke at the top right hand corner. And that's interesting because we actually get to see something further on. Now, this is the FAD in real life, but it's basically just upgrades of the assault rifles. It's really cool. Now, if you look to the left now, you can actually see in that vehicle, or whatever that is, it looks like elevator doors, is actually servers. Again, you'll see it now. There you go, the servers. And it looks like we're trying to get in, because that's A10 it says, or A16. Now, this is an amazing vehicle. It's a VTOL vehicle, so it'll move up and down, and, you know, the usual plane, or it can turn into like that, like a helicopter. The American Army used this a lot. They used it a lot in Afghan. As far as I'm aware, it was Afghan anyway. But it's a brilliant vehicle. This could be our new MOC vehicle. As you'll see just next, it'll actually come up. We see the interior of a vehicle that we assume is an air vehicle. And that looks pretty cool because you get the side guns. And at the back, if you look really careful, there's one of them ramp doors at the back. You've got your seats as the person walks past. But if it's a heist setup, there's 2 people. Then there's another 2 people, and then there's 1 extra person. So this is probably either online or not. Now again, we have Lester going through a whole DLC, you know, talking, because obviously he was used in the last heists, and this is hopefully going to be the reason why he's coming back, because all the agents and all the people we've met so far are coming in. Now this is a beast vehicle. This is something that is being used for many, many years by the Russians, I think. It's basically just a rocket launcher missile pad thing. Basically, it just aims up and fires. It can fire long range and short range, I'm guessing. As you can see there, it just takes down vehicles immediately. There is 5, and there's 3 rows down, so that's 15 missiles all getting fired. That's pretty cool. Now, here we meet the woman that reminds me a bit like the IAA woman in the heist originally on the first 2 heists when you met the one with the IAA. That's who she reminds me of, because Agent 14, Lester, and her, and that would make sense because we're actually working with the IAA, and that is part of the DLC. Now, I really can't wait for this. This is basically a riot vehicle that is used in real life, and basically, this is a police water cannon machine. There's water cannons on the front and back, as you can see, and basically, it's just a riot vehicle, ramming vehicle. It's going to work like a beast. As you all know, Lewis Lexus ramming vehicles is going to love them. Now, I know this is Daniel's favourite vehicle. As far as I'm aware, it's the Vulcan. I think it's called the Vulcan in real life. If you've ever been to a British air show, it's the massive, huge thing. I'm going to do a video later on talking about each individual and try and find the real version of what they are. But basically, as you can see, you've got your normal thing, you've got your bomber, and then you've got your inside. See, he's bombing some sort of Samsung or something like that. So you've got the bombs you're capable of, but then you have your side passenger, shooting gunner. Now you're here, we are obviously on a heist setup, stealing stuff from, it's the coroner's building, where you go in single player, and also where the slasher state takes place. We're wearing the paramedic clothes here, just like on the first set of heist you wore the cop clothes. Here you can see Lester with 2 vehicles, 2 unidentified vehicles. Now this could be a new classic car, and then you've got the plane that we don't know, but with them 2 vehicles you're going to leave. But you've got Agent 14, and you've got, I'm going to call her the IAA woman. Now this looks pretty cool, a shotgun with a brand new iron scope. It's a new like ACOG, or is it the something else? Now this is brilliant. These are basically the DeLorean, and it takes off the minute it hits over 88 miles an hour apparently. So boom, and take off you go. 3, 2, 1, and up it goes. Missiles, all sorts. Now, there's also another variant of this car, but I don't think it's this car. I think it's the Lotus James Bond car that was in the last DLC that everyone thought was going to go in the water, but we'll get to that next. Excuse me, sorry about that. Now we have a beast that is basically just a big Jeep buggy thing with a mounted gun on the top, absolutely obliterating helicopters and things shooting at it. It's basically going to be a trophy truck with a turret, with a lot of arm, and probably a good ramming capability, I'm assuming, to get through them roadblocks that are going to be put ahead of us on certain heists. That's going to be interesting. Be very interesting to see. Now here we have sort of the IAA base. Now this looks pretty cool because it's a bit like when you play Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and you got the capability to like zoom down and fire the missiles. You know, the Predator missiles. This is basically what that is. As you'll see now, it'll come up any minute, but basically you're zooming into the map, so you have a small map. Here you go, here's your Predator missile. You can aim, lock, and fire onto your target. As you can see here, that is a Predator missile that is really cool. And basically that is going to be a bit like your own map slash door of equipment, I guess. And all the screens above say active, so I don't know what that's for. Now here again, you see the stealth chopper, again with a new camo with 4 people. That is going to be a beast vehicle. Apparently, it's going to be as to literally you press a button and it goes off the map. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be completely off the map forever or it's going to have a time limit. Assuming it's going to have a time limit where you can only go in it for so long. But it is still going to be a beast vehicle. Like, I can just see me flying around for many hours in that thing, destroying, absolutely obliterating absolutely everything in its way. I can just see. Now, this is basically to James Bond cars, the Lotus cars that went in underwater, that everyone thought would go underwater, heading towards a submarine that is pretty awesome, because that means maybe we get submarines. I doubt it, but it's probably going to be part of a setup. You go to a submarine, but I did say submarines at some point will probably come as a part of a thing because it's cool and it goes in the water, and it then allows them to bring lots of underwater vehicles and things like that. Now this is a nuke. Yeah, a nuke. Now this isn't the best part of the DLC either. The best part, I think, is near the end. But yeah, a nuke. Basically, Doomsday, we are going to save San Andreas and Los Santos, pretty much, from going up in a big kaboom with a nuke. Now, then you've got the setup again, where I'm assuming we're in the IA build, as you can see in the back, where I'm assuming we're going to be planning our heists and things like that, and working along the IAA. Now again, we've got to shoot out a tank. Now, you see 2 hunters attacking a tank. Now you're thinking, oh, it's a pretty cool tank. It reminds me a bit of the old James Bond game that I used to play on the PS2. And this tank, you can see obliterating absolutely everything, is basically the Canagil. I don't know how you say it. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. Basically, it's an armoured tank that's basically small, fast, carbon fibre, very heavy armoured, and has a railgun on it. That is pretty cool. People say it's a bit like Halo, but I think it's pretty cool too anyway. Now, you have the sort of Siri thing there, as you can see. And basically, this is the coolest thing, I think, of the update. And this is jetpacks. How cool. Everyone has been waiting. And look, it's coming out of Mount Chiliad. So the Mount Chiliad mystery might be getting solved in this update. Now, like I said before, I hope everything comes out at once in the update, because that's what makes sense. You do the heist, you get the equipment, and then you'll be able to buy it. And that is it of this update. Now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, press the notification button down below for instant notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.